Hey guys, so today I want to talk about something a little more serious and less materialistic. So for those of you who don't know, I have lupus, and lupus is an autoimmune disease, so your immune system is like attacking the good parts of your body, and it attacks like your skin and your joints and like your blood and like certain like vital organs. There are different kinds of lupus. My lupus is called SLE, and so that attacks like my joints and that kind of stuff. There's also discoid lupus, which attacks like it's like just affects your skin. I have some skin problems, like I'll get what's called the butterfly rash, and it's just like this like red, like blotchy kind of thing, and like there's nothing you can put on it. There's nothing you could do, just like kind of try to cover it up as best as possible. It comes and goes, so it's not like I feel like sick all the time. It's called a flare-up, which is like an amount of time that you like don't feel well. When I have a flare-up, I feel exhausted, and people ask me like, well, what does it feel like? I don't know. What does it feel like to not have lupus? Like, I don't know how to answer that question. The best thing that I've come up with to describe it is like, if you've ever stayed up a full 24 hours and how exhausted you are, it's like that, but you also like have the flu. So like you're achy and like you're kind of fevery and like things hurt, and like that's like the best way I've come up with describing it. And it's really hard. Like I've had it for going on 2 years now, and I really still don't know how to answer that question. I'm sure it's different for everybody. I've never met anybody else who has lupus, so I've never been able to talk to anybody else about it. So I don't know what other people feel. If you know anybody that has lupus, or you yourself has lupus, I would absolutely like die to talk to you, because like nobody else like kind of knows what it feels like, and I would be interested to know how other people like deal with it. So I thought I would just answer like frequently asked questions. Some people ask me like what they can do to help. I'm sure this is different for everybody, but it really bothers me when people are like, oh, like don't worry about it, like it'll be fine. It's like, yeah, I know that, but right now I feel like shit, and you telling me that it's gonna be fine does not help me at all. Like, honestly, like the most you could probably do is like, I don't know, like give me time to just like lay in bed and feel better, like maybe like occasionally visit or like ask if I need anything, you know, but like just kind of like hanging out and being mellow with me and like letting me sleep or do whatever I need to do is helpful, but like telling me like, oh, don't worry about it, like it'll be fine, like doesn't help me. And maybe some people feel better when you say, you know, it'll be okay, then they're like, yes, like it'll be okay, you're right. But for me, it just makes me angry, and I don't know why. I can't answer that question for you. Another thing I get is, can I catch lupus from you? No, you cannot. Even if like my blood touches your blood, you can't get it, because it's a problem within like my own body. So no, you cannot catch it. How I like the medicine I take for lupus, I take Plaquenil, which is just like, it's also an anti-malarial pill, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So I take like a low dosage of that, and I see a rheumatologist with it, which is like a joint specialist, every like 6 months or so, unless I'm like really having issues. But for the most part, just like taking the medicine, trying not to stress out, because stress will like activate it. The sun will activate it. Some people have something called Raynaud's phenomenon, which is like you're like kind of allergic to the sun. Like being in the sun makes like your face like really red, and like you start feeling awful. If I'm in the sun too long, I start to feel sick. But it's really important for me to wear sunblock, because it's like the ray, obviously I'm really white, so obviously I wear a lot of sunblock. The sun, the like rays from the sun are what like activates it, and so it's important to like block those. One thing I have like read about and stuff, like just like trying to find ways to like explain it to people, it's called the spoon theory, and basically it's like this girl that had lupus, and her best friend asked her one day, what does it feel like to have lupus? She's like, we've been friends for so long, like you've watched me go through all this, and like I don't know, she was just kind of like thrown back by it, and this is how she explained it. So I'm going to use this with brushes because it's just what's right next to me right now. And I mean, this is a makeup channel. So these are your spoons for the day. Like, these are the amount of spoons that you have. Every time you do something that takes energy, you have to take a spoon. So she had her go through her daily, like her daily routine basically. Like, okay, she's like, okay, so I get up and I take a shower. Take a spoon. She's like, okay, are you going to make breakfast or are you going to grab a granola bar? You know, if you make breakfast, that's going to take a spoon. But if you eat a granola bar, then it doesn't. And so you have to look at all your spoons and think of all the other things you have to do that day and decide what you want to do. So she decided, okay, I'm going to make breakfast. So you take a spoon. You know, you are going to work. That takes a spoon. Did you go somewhere on your lunch break, or did you stay inside, like, where you work and eat? If you went out to lunch, take another spoon. And it's just kind of like things like that. Are you going to make dinner? Because if you make dinner, you're not going to have enough energy to clean the dishes. So are you going to microwave something, or are you going to waste, another spoon? Like, and it's just kind of like you only have so many spoons for the day to where, like, you're depleting energy into the next day. So, like, and sometimes, like, I'm in college, so, and I have a job. And so sometimes I have to go into negative spoons and take it easier the next day. But I just thought that was like a really good way to explain it. It's like everything's kind of like a formula. Everything is calculated, because if you waste too much energy, then you go into a flare-up, and that may take up to a week of you not getting out of your bed to be able to, like, do things. So it's really just like a formula, a calculation. You have to think about everything you're doing, which kind of is unfortunate, like, if I want to go out and have fun with my friends Friday night, I'm definitely not going out Saturday night. So, I kind of have to, like, figure out, well, is Saturday night going to be more fun than Friday night? And, like, these are all things that I have to think about that normal college students do not have to think about. I'm just looking at my computer to, like, find out more questions or things that I could say. Oh, I guess I could talk about symptoms. It has a lot of different symptoms. It depends on what, like, which kind you have. Like I said, like, I get the butterfly rash here. Sometimes my joints hurt, and it's usually, like, the ones at, like, the ends of, like, your limbs, like your knees and your ankles, like your finger joints. I get shoulder pain, which I guess is not that common. I don't know. That's just what my doctor told me. I don't really know. It can also, like, evolve into, like, kidney problems, heart problems, lung problems, brain problems, that kind of thing. I also do struggle kind of with, like, not like memory loss, but, like, sometimes I'll be, like, trying to make sentences and I can't think. Like, there's just literally not words inside my brain, and that's frustrating, especially when I'm trying to, like, write a paper or, like, talk to a professor, and I'm like, I swear I'm not this stupid. I can't, like, there aren't words coming inside my brain right now. So that's kind of frustrating. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, another thing is lupus is not curable. There is no cure for it right now. From what I've read, they're very close to finding a cure for MS. If you don't know what MS is, it's also like a chronic autoimmune disease. from what I've read, it's more chronic than lupus, but it could just depend on how badly you have it. My dad's best friend has it, and he said that he like doesn't take the medication because it literally like knocks him on his ass. Like he just like falls asleep on the couch for hours because he like the medicine is like makes you so exhausted and feel so awful. But I guess MS and lupus are very related, so when they find a cure for MS, that lupus will probably come right after it. But yeah, so the closer you get to MS, the closer we get to lupus, and I, for one, would really appreciate that, because it's hard, you know. Yeah. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. If you guys have any questions, by all means, please ask me. I really will not get offended or anything like that. Like, I would rather, like, you guys know from someone who has experienced it than someone who's, like, making things up or anything like that. And I might not have all the answers. You know, you may ask me something I've never experienced, and I'm not going to lie to you and make something up. I guess that's all I had to say. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video.